Sorry, hold on. This thing kind of looks like a mess.
Just like everything else around here. Huh?
Dad, do you need help?
Dada needs more help than we can provide him.
Ain't that the truth? Alright, here's where we're at. Can we make a $350 Hustler Z zero turn run again on the cheap? Let's find out. The guy I bought it from said that the engine blew up and they tried swapping on that one and they didn't get very far. They got the bolts bolted down and they had they had temped up the wiring harness probably to try and get it to turn over, and I think they gave up after that because this pulley for the hydro motors is 1.25 inches. Their new engine was 1 inch. I got to change something with the PTO clutch. When I picked it up, the engine was actually locked up, but we got her to turn. It turns, trust me. Anyways, we got the motor to turn, and then the other obstacle is going to be the exhaust. We already did some modifications to that. You can see we're not going to worry about that guy right there. Yeah, I don't see anything. I'm hoping to not have to spend more than a couple $100 on it to get it going. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully the drive motors are okay. A lot of what ifs, but we'll get there. Alright, so I found this old pulley in the garage, but if I cut it right where this key is, right here, it should be just about right hanging down, and if it's not, what I can do is I can actually probably put a couple washers underneath the engine to lift the engine up a little bit. I mean, my math is pretty close, and the kind of math we're using is if I can't fix it with what I have around the house, it doesn't need it. It helps when you plug it in. That's what we're going for. Okay, so I caved. I had to leave the house anyways, so I went and got one of these pulleys from TSC. Still gonna use some of the old pulley. I just have to cut a piece off of it. So I'm gonna cut this sleeve off right about here, and that'll be my spacer. And it should work. I'll have to get my micrometer out. Okay, now we're gonna put this on the lathe so we can get it turned down nice and true. Oh, there goes my precision tool. 0.57, 0.578. I'm within 5 thousandths, I'm calling that good. Thought I could make it through without cooling it down, but I was wrong. Okay, so now you can see what we're going for here. We got a little bit of key stock shoved in there. Here's our homemade spacer that we used the dial indicator on to make sure that it was within 5 thousandths of an inch, which I think is more than fine. Slide that bad boy on there, and then this is going to go on there. This is the PTO clutch for the blades. Look at that, like butter, like factory. Look at the tolerances. It's good. A lot of eyeball action on this one, but it's turning out pretty good. So get this motor bolted down, make sure the belts fit, and then we're gonna do some exhaust fab work. And then I got some pipe, like I said, coming from Amazon. We'll probably do that tomorrow. Pretty exciting. I think it's gonna work. Now these set screws are purely for aesthetics because the main bolt's holding the pulley on, but I'm gonna tighten them down anyways. There we go, that's better. That's how it's supposed to work. I was like, what the heck, why is it turning the whole motor? That ain't right. There, must have just had some junk in there. See, the problem with having a welder and a grinder is you go, oh, I can make that, I can make that. That's what we're doing, we're making that. Wow, I clamped a dang glove to my hand. There we go. Hot mess. Is it pretty? No. Is it gonna hold? No. Just kidding, it'll hold, it'll be fine. Oh, I cracked myself up. I didn't mean to totally ditch you guys there. I totally forgot about the camera. Who could forget about the viewer though, right? Here's where we're at. We got these bad boys bolted on here. They're gonna come on out. And they're gonna join into one. And then they're gonna go into the muffler that we have already hacked and rotated the end cap so that we can get the pipe to fit on there. Cause I don't think this muffler is for this thing. I don't know how it mounted on there. And I don't know. I don't think it's for this mower. I think it came off of the engine that the guy was putting on. I have no idea. But we're gonna make it work because that muffler for this motor is like $300. And I'm not paying $300 for a freaking lawnmower muffler. That is robbery. Oh, it's getting heavier, that's for sure. This fuel line is a little inconvenient, I will say. It's constantly getting caught underneath the thing. There we go. Alright. Okay, I think that's how they had her. Alright, we got the belts on. You can see that bad boy is awful close to hitting the deck. It ain't hitting it, but it's close, and I got it set to about where I want to cut. So if we raise it up, I think it's going to hit the deck. I'm pretty sure I don't have one of these, so obviously I'm not gonna do it this way. But if you look up here, I don't know if they make them where the clutch portion is on the bottom and the pulley's above it. I guess I don't know, but it's almost like that's what I would have to have on here, because I got that clutch tied up against that pulley, and this belt just seems like it seems like it's gonna be too high up there. But I don't know. I guess I'm gonna try it and see what happens. That's all you can do. It's okay.
What you doing down there?
Bolting the motor back on, just for temporaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get it just kind of on there good enough that I can see if everything works. Doubtful. It'll work.
It'll be fine.
It'll work.
Here's more washers than you put on there.
That's right. Thank you, sweetheart. Now I just gotta find a nut.
Uh-oh.
I'm missing a nut.
Do you know what it looks like? Go see if you can help him find it. Go look on the other side. See if it's over there.
Now would you like help finding it?
Why don't you come to the garage? I think I have one in the garage. Oh yeah. That'll work for temporaries.
Where is it?
Hold it with mama. Hold that back so it doesn't fall on me.
It's too rusty for me.
Too rusty?
Yes.
Very nice. Much wow.
They're just well fed.
They're spoiled.
That too.
I have two of those.
Now what you doing?
You know what
Hooking this back up to the battery.
Ooh.
And I have no idea how they have this thing wired, but
Ah, that's attached.
Mom, you're in my way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Why are you up on the trailer?
Oh, am I in your way? I don't know. What does that one do?
I need a test light.
Well, where is it?
Here's a little bowl.
Yes. This one is this. Alright, ladies and gents, here's where we're at. So, the 30 amp fuse is the main ignition circuit on this mower here. I shoved the 25 in there now. The 30 amp kept blowing, okay? Now, when you would key it on, these two red wires, I unplugged this and it stopped blowing, and this is the main connector into the engine. When you turn the key on, or no, it was this one. This one had key on power. And basically this one feeds the fuel shutoff solenoid. I unplugged the fuel shutoff solenoid and my fuse stopped blowing. Now I have all the safety switches switched. And this orange wire goes to the blue wire, which goes to the S terminal on the starter. And you can hear it. Now it at least tries, but the starter's junk. So, one thing after another, but we are making progress out of this rat nest of wiring. So, we'll get there. Just a little patience. Got our stainless pipes, which is actually, they're pretty darn thick. And it's stainless. It was Amazon. I thought it was going to be some cheap little thin, you know, stuff that's going to wear out real quick. But anyways, I tried getting that old harness to work for probably 2 hours. Oof. Anyways, 2 hours. And the wire that goes down to the starter, there's got to be a break or a high resistance spot in it somewhere, because you'd hit the key and it wouldn't like engage the solenoid on the starter all the way. It would only like half do it, and the starter wouldn't actually work. So the guy that I got it from gave me this harness, and I think this is the one that's supposed to be on the thing. And the reason they didn't use it is none of the wires match the plug. The plug that's on the engine is this style, and they just had a bunch of spade connectors and bullet connectors. So I took another hour hooking everything up, trying to figure out which wire goes where. This isn't the right PTO switch, so you can see I bent one tab over so I could at least plug it in and get that to work. And once I plugged the PTO switch in, I had power to my, this is my crank wire. I got them all labeled now. I got a ground here, I got a coil, and then I got the fuel shutoff solenoid. And I got this tire. Look at this price on here. It was 60 bucks. And they dropped it down to 15 for clearance. It was actually on Google. I Googled that tire size and it said 15 bucks. And I'm like, there ain't no way that's 15 bucks. And I called the store and they said, yeah, we got it. It's 15 bucks. And I'm like, hold it for me. I'll be there after work to pick it up. And I'll be danged if they had it. They also had a walk behind weed whacker for 50% off because the belt kept coming off. So we picked that thing up too, and ended up spending more money, but whatever. Well, that is a step in the right direction. Oh yeah, delicious. Oh, she's pretty darn grody. Look at that. Oh, gross. I'm still gonna try it. Try and save the carb, but you can see water got in this thing, and the float's bad. And I doubt I can get the float separate, and I don't think it's really worth it, to be honest with you. I can probably get that carb for 40 bucks on Amazon or something. So that's what I'm gonna do, and we'll pick it up after we get that. Alright guys, it is the next day again, which I gotta say, we truly live, sorry about the glare, there's a crack in the lens. We truly live in one of the greatest times, okay, because I ordered this carb kit yesterday at like 10 in the morning. It is Sunday the next day, and it is already here. The other cool thing is that carburetor on Parts Tree was $337, just for the carb, mind you. And although I have some issues with Amazon, I got this entire kit for like 48 bucks, and it came with, well, it didn't come with this, I had to order that separate, but it came with fuel line, it came with the carburetor with a fuel shutoff solenoid, air filter with a pre-cleaner element, all the gaskets I need for the carb to reinstall it, 2 fuel filters, spark plugs, and an oil filter. Oh yeah, and they threw in a fuel pump. It's literally like the whole fuel system for 48 bucks, and the carb alone was $337. So hopefully everything works, but the reviews were good, so I'm confident. Let's get her on there, get the exhaust built, and let's hopefully go cut some grass. Nuh-uh. She runs, holy smokes. Friggin' Harley Z. Alright, so here's where we're at so far. Got the muffler vice grip up to the back of this thing. Here's our Y pipe we're making. That's just going to be an angle cut back there. Nothing fancy. Then we just got to connect these 2 pipes and then connect those 2 pipes. Easy. So I got the mandrel bends from Amazon, and this is a 1-foot section of 1-inch tubing for small engines. And there's your Y pipe. Should work pretty good. All right, here's the magic right here. We got our Y pipe made. It ain't pretty, but you know what? It's gonna work. I don't know how it's supposed to look like, but I know how it's gonna look like. Alright, since I last, left off with this video, here's what we ended up doing. We ended up completely cutting out the harness I was using, and I reinstalled what I believe was the original one. We got it all wired up here. I put some new wires for the PTO clutch on there. new PTO switch, choke cable, throttle cable, and then the muffler. So on these mowers, they actually usually come up right here. And I didn't know that because I couldn't find a manual at first, so this is how I ended up doing it. And it's a little crooked. I must have nailed something with it, I don't know. Must have backed into something. But yeah, I made a Y pipe for the exhaust. We got an air filter on there. And then I mowed with it for a little while, and one of the pulleys came off of the spindle and it destroyed the spindle. So now we've got a brand new set of blades on here. 3 new spindles. You probably can't even see them down there, but I put 3 new spindles on. We got the belt all tensioned right now. Still got to get a seat, but it mows. It's a beast. Get some video of that. So what you guys just saw is I nailed a rock with this thing. It was a foot long. I damaged all 3 blades. I bent the center spindle and I bent the deck. So what you saw, you didn't see on camera, is I straightened out the deck for about an hour with a hammer, resharpened the blades, and replaced the spindle. And then this happened. Because it is now leaking oil. And it's leaking so bad we can't even use it the way it is. So I think this is a CV23. The 22s, 24s, 25s are all going to be the same. The ones that have this style pan gasket or sump gasket, I got the seal kit with a dipstick tube O-ring. I do believe right here, I think it's this one. I think pressurized oil comes through this from the oil pump, and that's where mine's leaking. It's leaking right here. And I mean, when it's running, it's dumping out. There's no just topping it off and keep going. It would run itself dry in a matter of 15 minutes probably. So we're gonna get the motor ripped off yet again and pull the sump off. And then we got the sump off. We're gonna put a new crankshaft oil seal in there, and then put a new gasket on the sump. And hopefully that'll be the last thing we got to do to this thing other than put a seat on it. And then we can just use it, and it'll save me time, and it'll be good. That was the whole plan in the first place. All right, let's go. always check your seal depth on the other side and see how far it's sticking in before you pop it out. That way you know how far to put it back in. I already did this. Now this is where you need to be careful so you don't damage your oil pump or anything else. Now, when you put this seal in, spring side goes towards the oil. Head size, I mean. Little by little. And then we're just going to brake clean this. A little brake clean on the rag. The reason I'm doing this is there's a little RTV strip on the new gasket that Kohler was nice enough to put on there for us. So we are going to utilize that. And you want to have it dry so that it sticks good.